Hey kids, it's me, Teacher A. Let me help you on different forms of equation of a line. Okay? Are you ready? Okay, let's start. So, here are some useful forms of equation of a line. Okay? Iisa-isahin ko yan sa inyo. Okay? So, we have here the standard form, the general form, the slope-intercept form, and the point-slope form. There are still other forms of equation of a line. Pero itong apat na ito yung pinaka-useful, ito yung palaging ginagamit. Okay? So, here's the first form of an equation of a line. We have here the standard form. So, the standard form looks like ax plus by equals c. Okay? And then take note, your a and b cannot be both 0. Okay? So, CA, ito yung coefficient ni x. Okay? That's the number beside your variable x. Si b naman, that's the number beside your variable y. While c, this is the constant without a variable. Okay? Wala siyang katabi. So, kapag sinabing standard form, ang ibig sabihin lang yan, on one side of the equation, magkasama si x at saka si y. Okay? Tapos sa other side of the equation, nandoon yung constant. Nandun yung walang variable. Okay? So, let's have these examples. So, they are all written in standard form. Yeah, if you check. Okay? All the variables are written on one side, actually on the left-hand side, and all the constants, yung mga walang variable, they are written on the other side or on the right-hand side of the equation. Okay? So, madali lang tong exercises na ito. We are just going to determine the value of A, the value of B, and the value of C. Okay? Okay, let's start. So, for example, number 1, if we have x plus 2y equals 3, let us determine A, B, and C. Okay, so what is A here? What is the coefficient of x? Okay, if it's not written, it's automatically equal to 1. So, A is equal to 1. What about B? Okay, correct, it's 2. And then C is equal to 3. Okay? Okay. Let's move on to our second example. We have y equals 5. Okay. Is it an equation of a line? Yes. Okay. Actually, ito ay nasa standard form. Right? Sige nga, what is A? Okay. Ito ay coefficient ni x. May nakikita ba kayong x dito? Wala. Kapag wala, ibig sabihin, A is 0. Okay, ito, imagine nyo to. When A is 0, 0 times x, it's 0. So, wala to. Alright? What about the coefficient of y? It is 1. Okay? And then finally, C is equal to 5. Alright? Okay. So, what about our third example? X equals 2. It's also a line. Okay? Actually, it is a vertical line. Okay? So, what is A now? A is, this is the coefficient of x. So, we have 1. What about B? This is the coefficient of y. May nakikita ba kayong y dito? Wala. So, B is equal to 0. And then finally, C is equal to 2. Okay? And then, last example, we have 2x minus 5y equals 0. Okay? Still, this one is in standard form. Okay? So, A is 2, B is negative 5, and C is equal to 0. Okay? So, again, you cannot have A and B both 0. Okay? At the same time. Okay? So, ganyan lang ang standard form. Isolated or nakalagay sa isang side ng equation yung may x and y, Tapos, on the other side of the equation, nandun yung constant. So, this is the second form of an equation of a line, the general form. So, medyo kamukha niya yung standard form. The only difference is, yung constant c, yung walang variable, okay, kasama na nung term na may x at saka term na may y sa one side of the equation. And then, the other side of the equation is 0. Okay? So, I have here the previous examples. We're going to write these equations, okay, in their general forms. Okay? So, madali lang. Ang goal nyo lang kapag general form, 0 ang one side of the equation. And how are we going to do that? By transposition. Ita-transpose lang natin yung mga constants sa kabilang side. So, easy peasy, right? Okay, let's do it. So, for the first example, we have x plus 2y. And then we transpose 3 to the other side. If it's positive, here, it becomes negative on the other side. So, we have negative 3 equals 0. So, yan na yung general form. Alright? Okay. Moving on to our second example, if we're going to write y equals 5 to its general form, ganun pa rin, you just make one side of the equation equal to 0. So, all you have to do is to transpose this to the other side. And it becomes y minus 5 equals 0. Right? Okay. And so on. Ito, this becomes x minus 2 equals 0. And then finally, ito. This one is already in its general form. Right? Kasi ganun din naman this one is 0. Pag nilipat mo sa kabila, 0 pa din. Okay? So, this one, all you have to do is to copy this. So, you have 2x minus 5y equals 0. Alright? So, mahalaga na alam nyo ang standard form and the general form. Okay? Kasi there are questions na you're asked to write the equation of a line in general form or in standard form. Okay? So, kapag standard form, si constant c nakahiwalay. Okay? Pero kapag general form, 0 ang one side of the equation. Okay? So, this is the third form of an equation of a line. Ito, gamit na gamit itong form na ito. Okay? The slope-intercept form. Okay, kaya siya tinawag na slope-intercept form because, di ba, ito yung form niya. Y equals mx plus b. Okay? Galing sa form na ito, we can easily get the slope and the intercept of the line. Actually, the y-intercept. Okay? Ito, yung m, that's the slope of the line. Where is m? Ito. Okay? The coefficient of x. Yung number na katabi ni x, that's the slope of the line. While b, this is the y-intercept. Ano yung y-intercept? Ito yung value ng y kung saan kapag ginraph mo yung line, itatouch niya yung y-axis dito sa value na ito. Alright? Okay. So, kaya siya tinawag na slope-intercept form because you have the slope and the intercept of the line. Okay? So, let's have some examples. Okay, let's have this example. So, we are going to find the slope and the y-intercept of the line whose equation is given by this. X plus 2y equals 4. So, if you're given an equation of a line, to get the slope and the y-intercept, all you have to do is to write the given equation into the slope-intercept form. Okay, ano nga ulit yung form na yon? Ito yon. Let me write it again. Y equals mx plus b. Right? So, you try to isolate y. Okay? And take note, the coefficient of y here is 1. So, ganun yung gagawin natin. So, you isolate y, and then you make the coefficient of y equals 1. Okay, let's do it. So, di ba, we have x plus 2y equals 4. Right? Okay, let's isolate y. So, ito yon, iwan na lang natin si 2y dito. Right? And then, I'm going to transpose x to the other side. So, it becomes negative x. So, dito ko na ilalagay yun. Negative x. And then, I just copy 4. Positive 4. Alright? So, hindi pa tayo tapos kasi the coefficient of y must be equal to 1. So, ito 2 pa kasi to. So, how do we make it 1? Divide this by 2. So, i-divide nyo to by 2. I-divide nyo to by 2. Okay? Simplifying, anong makukuha natin? We're going to get what? Y. Right? Y equals, this one, it's negative x over 2. And then plus, what is 4 divided by 2? It's 2. Okay? So, this is the slope-intercept form of the given line. Okay? Ngayon, can you give me the value of m and the value of b? Okay? So, nasan ba si m? Here. Yung number na katabi ni x. Okay? Maraming student na nahihirapan dyan. So, ganito yung suggestion ko. Para makita nyo yung number na katabi ni x, i-cover nyo si x. So, kunyari ito. I-cover nyo si x. Like that. So, kukover nyo. Ang may iwan dyan is a negative, it's negative 1 over 2. Okay? So, that's why m is equal to negative 1 over 2. Okay? And then b, it's easy. It's 2. Right? So, the slope is negative 1/2 and the y-intercept is equal to 2. Okay? So, that's how you find the slope and the y-intercept if you're given an equation of a line. Ano ang ulit ang gagawin? You have to write the given equation in slope-intercept form. Okay? Okay. Okay, this time, we're going to find the equation of the line. Okay? That passes through the point 0, negative 2, and with slope negative 2/5. Okay? So, slope-intercept form. Okay? So, isulat nga ulit natin. So, that is y equals mx plus b. Okay? So, madali no? Kasi nakikita na natin yung slope. Ito yung slope. This is your m. M is equal to negative 2 over 5. Okay? What about the y-intercept? Okay? Kung ipa-plot ninyo yung 0, negative 2, okay, let's do it. Let's plot 0, negative 2. So, let's say, ito yung x-axis and then this is the y-axis. Your 0, negative 2 is, di ba, ito yung 0. And then, 1, 2. So, this is the point 0, negative 2. So, this one is a y-intercept kasi nag-intersect sa y-axis. So, ibig sabihin nito, the value of b is equal to negative 2. Okay? So, okay na. So, using the slope-intercept form, we have y equals, what is m? Negative 2 over 5. And then, copy x. And then, what is b? Negative 2. So, plus a negative 2, you'll have a minus 2 here. Okay? Now, what if, ang sabi sa direction, you write your final answer in standard form. So, ano ulit yung standard form? Iiwan nyo yung constant sa isang side. So, ang gawin nyo na lang, transpose nyo to the other side. So, what do you get? A positive 2 over 5x. So, kasi negative dito. So, when I transpose it to the other side, it becomes positive. So I have like that, right? And then plus y equals, naiwan na yung constant sa kabilang side. Okay? Pero what if, ang sabi sa direction, write the equation of the line such that the coefficients are all integers. Okay? So, ibig sabihin yung mga counting numbers, yung 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or pwedeng 0 ang coefficient, or the negative of the counting numbers, yung negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and so on. Yun yung mga integers. Itong 2/5, hindi naman yan integer. Okay? It's not a counting number. Right? So, hindi yan yung sasagot sa direction na you write in standard form such that the coefficients are all integers. So, isi-simplify niyo yan. Okay? So, you can do that by multiplying both sides by the LCD. Nag-iisa naman to sa ilalim. So, you multiply both sides by 5. So, it's like, okay? So, isang beses ko na lang ilalagay dito sa side. And then, I'm just going to put arrows like that. So, it's like 2 over 5x times 5. Okay? Ito rin. Distribute here and here. Okay? Sa lahat. Okay, and what do you have? 2/5 x times 5. Kita nyo, magka-cancel yung 5. Mawawala na to. Ito, magka-cancel. So, you only have 2x. Okay? And then, plus y times 5, you will get 5y. And then, equals negative 2 times 5, you'll get negative 10. Okay? So, this is the standard form where the coefficients are all integers. Okay? So, kapag naman sinabi sa direction, you write your final answer in general form. So, you make one side of the equation equal to 0. So, madali na yan, no? You're just going to transpose this to the other side. And you're going to have 2x plus 5y plus 10 equals 0. This is the general form. Okay? So, depende kung ano yung pinapahanap sa inyo sa problem. Okay? Finally, we have this form, the point-slope form. Okay? So, it's like y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. Okay? Kaya siya tinawag na point-slope form because, of course, may slope. Ito siya, m. And then, you have a point on the line. Okay? Ito yun, no? x1, y1. Yan ay point na makikita sa line. Alright? Okay, let's have some examples. Balikan natin yung example kanina when we discussed the slope-intercept form. Diba? We're given the slope, m is equal to negative 2 over 5, and then this is the point, 0, negative 2. Diba kanina, nag-sketch tayo nito. Nilocate natin yung point 0, negative 2, and then we found out that this one is the y-intercept. Okay? Pero, bihira lang yung makakita na that's a y-intercept. Okay? So, usually, ang automatic na gagamitin ng mga bata, since we have a point and we have a slope, we use the point-slope form. Okay? So, i-recall natin, ano ulit yung itsura ng point-slope form? We have y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay? Where is x1 and y1? Ito yon. This is your x1 and this is your y1. Okay? And then you just substitute. So, let's do it. So, you have y minus, what is y1? A negative 2. So, isa-substitute natin ang negative 2 dito. Okay? Equals, what is m? Negative 2 over 5 times x minus, what is x sub 1? 0. I have 0 here. Okay? And then we simplify. Okay? So, let's do it. So, what is y minus a negative 2? So, you'll have y plus 2. Okay? Equals what is x minus 0? It's x, right? And then multiplied by negative 2 over 5, you'll have negative 2/5 x, right? So, what if sabi, you write your final answer in slope-intercept form. So, in the form y equals mx plus b. So, all you have to do is to transpose this to the other side. So, you're going to have y equals negative 2 over 5 x minus 2. Okay? So, this is the slope-intercept form of the line. Okay? Again, pwede nyo ulit sulat yan in standard form. Pwede nyo rin isulat yan in general form. So, depende kung ano ang hinahanap or pinapahanap sa problem. Okay? Let's try more examples. Okay? So, the first one is, we're going to find the equation of the line that has this point for negative 1 and with slope equal to negative 1. Okay? So, obviously, we are going to use the point slope form. Right? Okay. So, let's do A first. So, here, I'm going to write here. Okay, so for A, okay, what is the given slope? It is negative 1. Okay, and then the given point, that's your x1, y1. Right? So, the given point is 4, negative 1. Okay? And then, all you have to do is to recall the point slope form. And that is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And then you substitute the values. Okay? So let's do it. So we have y equals, what is y sub 1? Ito. Okay? So you have y minus a negative 1 equals, what is m? Negative 1. Okay? Times x minus, what is x sub 1? Here, it's 4. Alright? Okay, and then we simplify. Okay, what is y minus a negative 1? You'll have plus 1 equals negative 1 times x. You have negative x. Negative 1 times negative 4, you'll get positive 4. Okay? And then what if you're asked to write your final answer in y equals mx plus b form? So, ibig sabihin, isolated si y. Okay? So, let's do it. So, ito, itatranspose ko lang naman sa kabila. So, I'm going to have y equals negative x plus 4 and then minus 1. Okay? And then finally, we have y equals negative x plus 3. Okay? So, this is the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. Okay? So, again, pwede ulit yan isulat in standard form. Okay? Pwede rin isulat in general form. Okay? Okay. Let's move on to the second example. Yan. We find the equation of the line that contains these 2 points. 2, negative 3, and negative 5, negative 1. Okay? So, kung gagamitin natin ang point slope form, may point tayo. Okay? Pero, wala naman tayong slope. Right? May point. Ayun, pipili ka. You're free to choose kung alin ang gagamitin mo dyang x1, y1. Okay? So, kunyari, ito na lang. Ito yung x1 and this is y1. Okay? So, you have x1, y1. You have a point. Okay? So, kailangan nyo maghanap ng slope. Pero, okay, based sa inyong past lessons, if you're given 2 points, you can easily get the slope. Diba? All you have to do is to recall the slope formula. Okay, dito natin gawin. Okay, sige, let us recall first the slope formula. Okay, ito yung gagamitin nyo to get the slope if you're given 2 points. Okay, so m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? So, x2 cannot be equal to x1. Kasi pag equal sila, magzi-zero yung ilalim na. Bawal yon. Okay? Okay, let's substitute the values. Okay, to get the slope. Okay? So, where is x2 and y2? Ito. This is your x2. This is your y sub 2. Okay? So, y sub 2 is negative 1. Okay? Minus, what is y sub 1? Negative 3. So, like that. Okay? Over, what is x sub 2? Negative 5. So, write negative 5 here. Okay? Minus, x sub 1, it's 2. Okay? Okay, let's simplify to get m. So, what do you have? It's negative 1, and then minus minus, so it becomes positive. So, it's like negative 1 plus 3. What do you get? Positive 2. Over, what is negative 5 minus 2? Okay? So, it's negative 7. So, this is the slope. Okay? And then we have x1, y1 here. Okay? So, you may now apply the point slope form. Okay? Okay, let's do it. So, again, let me write the point. The point is 2, negative 3. Okay? So, this is our x1, y1. Okay? And then our m is equal to negative 2 over 7. So, negative 2 over 7. Okay? And then we recall the point slope form. So, it's like y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay? Substitute the values. So, you have y equals, what is minus, what is y1? It's negative 3. So, like that. Equals, what is m? 2 over negative 7 or negative 2 over 7. So, negative 2 over 7 x minus, what is x1? It's 2. Okay? Okay, and then we simplify. Okay? So, we write the final answer in slope intercept form. So, ibig sabihin, y equals mx plus p. Okay? So, simplify. What is y minus a negative 3? So, it becomes y plus 3 equals, okay, let's distribute like that. So, what do you get? You'll have negative 2 over 7 x, right? And then, what is negative 2 over 7 times negative 2? We'll have positive 4 over 7. Okay? And then, finally, we transpose this to the other side. So, you're going to have y equals negative 2 over 7 x plus 4 over 7 minus 3. Okay? You have to combine this. Okay? Kasi parehas silang constant. So, if you do that, you'll have y equals negative 2 over 7 x. Okay? So, please do the math here. Ano magiging sagot? Negative. Okay, it's over 7. Okay? It is 17. Okay? Kasi ito magiging 21 over 7. So, 4 minus 21, it is negative 17. Okay? So, this is the slope-intercept form. So, if I ask you to get the slope, it's negative 2 over 7. What about the y-intercept? It is negative 17 over 7. Okay? So, I think that's it for the different forms of equation of a line.